We're in the webcam chat, so hello. Oh, I see. I didn't switch it over. So hey guys, how's it going? It's Robbie Strike here doing the live stream for Free Satellite TV. What did I call this thing anyway? Updates. Minecraft Villager, how's it going? Minecraft Villager. I'm just gonna take my headphones off because I know the audio is working, but it's very distracting hearing my voice with the lag. So I'll drop that right now. Okay, great. We got everyone here. I just got my notes here. I'll have to turn there to look at my notes. All right, I'm gonna have some tea. And it's time. It's 1 o'clock. Okay, so it's time for the stream to start. So first off, I'd like to know how many people out there have recently got into free to air and gotten themselves either a KU band or a C band satellite dish. I have so I've been in this hobby for that's the real time. I've been in this hobby probably. I got my first dish around 2007 or 8, and had a KU band dish, and then I decided to move up with a C band dish when I bought my house. So a big factor of that was when I bought my home, I made sure that I had a backyard that is south facing. So that I could put the C-band dish in the backyard. Some municipalities, like my municipality, you're allowed a C-band dish. You're allowed up to a 1.8 meter dish. It's just you have to have it in your backyard. You can have lots of people have Shaw Direct and Bell Express View. Well, Bell TV as it is known now. They have that at the fronts of their houses because that's where the front of the home is facing south. I have seen people where they took a KU band dish, like a Shaw Direct dish, and they've put it at the back of the house, but lower in the back enough to kind of hide it just a little bit because the satellite dish is much further up. So they were able to kind of hide the dish a little bit, but still have the satellite dish on their roof. Good tea. Patrick Arby, hi from Quebec. Hey, Patrick. Where exactly do you live in Quebec? Conrad Rube says, I've got a C KU band, hoping to set it up in October. Back in '83 in central New York, I got a Bud pre-scramble days. Yes, the pre-scramble days. Those were good days when we didn't have what we have now, where we have the where it's well, see, people will say that there's a lot that's scrambled, but there's a lot in the clear now too. I'd say there's hundreds of channels. If you watch my video where I talked about the list of free to air channels, although I include the C-band channels as well as the KU band channels, there is quite a lot of in the clear channels. I definitely would say that there is a lot more that a lot of people probably would want to watch on KU band, or no, sorry, on C band. I misspoke there. Then on C. Yeah, so I was wondering why this image here is off-centered here. My windowed, I don't know if I could control plus one. maybe I'm on the wrong screen here. That got that more framed up? Yeah. There. I just had my browser zoomed in a tad, so everything was kind of... Here, I'll go back to the text here. There we go. You got the text back up on the screen. So I'm just going to look at the screen here because I can see it a little closer. Minecraft Villager asks, do analog antennas still exist? Well, first off, an antenna is an antenna. So an antenna can pick up analog or digital. Even though the marketing for antennas are always, this is a digital antenna, in a way to try to make people think that they need to buy a new antenna. But even at my my parents' cottage, their old analog directional antenna, which was more of a VHF antenna than a UHF antenna, it still worked. It doesn't work the greatest, though. I want to get a better UHF antenna for them. But that was like an antenna built probably in the 60s or 70s. And it still would pick up ATSC digital signal. Because all really it is it's broadcasting on UHF and VHF frequencies. So with same thing with satellite. They still use transponders. They never had to upgrade the satellites when they switched to digital. They just started, the uplink would be in digital, and you would need a DVB-S compliant receiver to be able to pick up those signals. And I get lots of people, I was chatting with people today who think that satellite dishes, C-band satellite dishes are from the past. They don't work anymore. And I've talked to a lot of people, and they believe this misconception that C-band doesn't work anymore. Well, it's been working all along, and there's actually hundreds of free channels on it. If you buy one of those, buy an Amico receiver, you can get them for like $88 off eBay, or you can get an Edison if you want a more higher end one. There's other brands too, but those are the two that I have. I don't know what that is. Okay. So one thing I said in my video, if you haven't checked it out, check it out, is the motor setup video. Really, that video is a full how to set up a satellite dish video. It would actually apply to a lot of the stuff if you're using just even a non-motorized satellite dish. It will show. I go through how to find the positioning on dishfinder.com. I go through using an app on your phone to help give you an idea where to position your dish. And that's for KU band starters, if they want to get into the hobby. And it's good to have. Like I keep saying, like, what happens? What if? I mean, in California, they've had these forest fires, and you know, a lot of those homes have power at it. You know, because of all that destruction. Even if your house wasn't affected, you might be like, the fire might have affected the communication lines. That would bring your internet through your cable lines and took that out. And how long would that be out? So having a free to air setup is kind of a nice to have as a backup, especially if you're living in a rural area. Something were to happen, ice storm here in Canada, but more south of us, you get more tornadoes and hurricanes. Hurricane can blow it up, but as long as you have one of those portable meters, like my Sat Finder that has a battery on it, so even if the power is out, I can use that, and it's like a cell phone battery, so you can charge it you plug it into your phone, plug it into your car, and charge it if you needed. Patrick asks, why aren't maybe rabbit antennas bad? I used rabbit ears for years, and that's the one thing I wanted to talk about. So my home, when I bought my home, it needed a new roof, and I decided. So when we first lived here, we didn't have a metal roof. It was like a shingle roof. Shingle roofs, they last. They say 25 years, and then you get maybe a little bit out of that. Anyway, the shingles, I don't know. So I got metal, and so before I got a metal roof, the rabbit ears used to work inside the house, but after getting the metal roof, I wasn't able to get over-the-air TV, which really would only have been maybe one or two, if I was lucky, channels inside. But if I were to put, I have an outdoor antenna, and a small one, but it works. And so but I'm able to get channels from as far as, I get Syracuse, New York. I get Rochester, New York on a good day. I have picked up Montreal TV stations very, very rarely. I've aimed it, east, and I've gotten a few of the stations out of Montreal, which I was surprised. I got Montreal, and I don't know if it's Toronto or there must be like a repeater of CBC just outside of Toronto. And that was when I was living in my apartment, I was on the 6th floor, so facing east. I was able to get things facing east really well off my balcony. And another thing, too, is when I lived in an apartment, I had my KU band, the QSAT dish. I had that, I was able, through a window, if I opened the window, I could get 125 West, which would be the PBS channels. But if I closed the window, the glass was the type of glass. Maybe someone could answer this in the live chat. The whatever type of glass it was, the signal would not travel through that. But signal can travel through certain things. Like I put a canopy over a satellite dish, and signal was still able to go over the dish. But the interesting thing is with the canopy, when if it rained and the canopy, not the canopy, but like a tarp, if the tarp got wet, it would affect the signal because there'd be the water on the tarp around the dish. That's why a lot of people don't use those satellite dish covers, because it really affects it. It really affects things when it rains, and really there's no real point in having them. Like, they're supposed to keep ice off of them, but then you get ice all around the dish, so it renders them quite useless. Donnie Edmund says, "Love my sad hobby." Yeah, I love this hobby. I mean, this is a hobby that I like. The amount of money, the upfront cost of it, you end up saving probably like with cable or subscription services, and I'm going to get into more to subscription services later on. You could be paying, like here in Canada, you would pay probably, you get packages where you get phone, internet, and cable, like with Cogeco, and in my area they have Cogeco. Same thing with Rogers. Shaw is in some areas, and they have, the same thing, internet, phone, and all that. And usually they'll say, okay, we'll give you everything for about $100, but then they raise it, and so you end up paying more. So with what I have is I have internet, and I believe it's unlimited internet. It's a grandfathered program, so I don't know. I need to up it for these live streams because I think I need to be able to upload to higher bit rates. But I have that, and I have an UMA phone. An UMA phone is like not even $5 a month. So really, I just have internet. I don't have a landline. I have cell phones, but my cell phones are pay as you go. So I like to save money. CP Wolf 24, Rogers is like Verizon in the States. Yeah, is Verizon a cable company too, and a cell phone company? That's what we have here in Canada. We have Rogers, and a lot of the big media companies, like City TV, Much Music, are owned by Rogers now. And then if it's not owned by Rogers, it's owned by Bell. CTV and a bunch of those. So yeah, in Canada, it's It's really only a few companies, and it's becoming like that in the States, I believe, too, where there's more. Just a few companies own all the TV stations, and there's a few independent TV stations. So yeah, I liked when TV stations were independent, and I don't know, there were more free experimental. I mean, I used to like City TV and Much Music in the '90s when it was Chum broadcasting. It had like kind of a cool factor, and now it's like Much Music here in Canada is kind of like Canada's MTV, and it's become kind of like what MTV has become in the States, where people were there's no, they no longer play as much music videos, but it's more like these teen reality shows. Or there's movies on Much Music. Well, I haven't even had cable for years. I don't even think my parents get. I go to my parents' house. They have cable, and I don't even know if they have Much Music anymore. They have like a basic package, and I don't know if they're paying for that. It used to be part of like in the old days with analog cable. It was we had a few channels, and then we had to get a descrambler, which would hook up to your tuner box, because you had to have a tuner box for cable, and then you had to take a coax connection and loop it out to the scrambler, and then the scrambler. That was how we got First Choice Super Channel, and that's how we got even for a while Much Music was a scramble channel. TSN was a scramble channel, like it was a subscription based channel, but eventually they just made them all part of the main cable setup, and then they started introducing basic and premium. Yeah, and I've even in Canada, I was gonna go through it is look at River Broadcasting, which is like a streaming alternative. It has, I don't know, CHCH and a bunch of movie channels, and you stream it with your Roku box or your Amazon Fire Stick or something like that, with the streaming subscription service. So I think if you want a la carte type of setup, streaming is going more that way. But I know people who are paying. They have satellite. They have different streaming services, so they're probably paying $200, $300, $400 a month for their entertainment, all the extra packages, which is ridiculous because you really can only watch one thing at a time, and that's buying a lot of entertainment. And I say this all the time to the cable companies: $5. I'll get your basically what I can get with Cogeco, which would be the everything for $5, but it's always they want $25, and that's just basic, which is stuff that I can get in Toronto with an antenna. Top Dog C-band channels still working? Yes, they do. Please go to my channel and just do a search on this channel here. Subscribe and come on in. And I got tons of videos showing doing scans and getting all the channels that are on here. I have a rundown video about how all the channels that are on C-band satellite and KU-band. KU-band satellite is a smaller dish. The waveforms work slightly differently. It comes off the same satellite, but for C-band you get these large waveforms, and you need a larger antenna to pick most of the signals up properly. You can do it with a smaller dish, but then you're running into a lot more signal loss, and it's But with KU-band, it tends to work on a more smaller dish. Most of the subscription services like Orbi TV, I got to mention Orbi TV. If I was in the States and I had to select what satellite provider I would go with, I would actually go with Orbi, because they're the most reasonably priced with the stuff that I'd actually want to see, and that all depends on what you want with Orbi TV. And the nice thing with Orbi TV is if you buy one of Orbi TV's dishes and you decide you don't really need it, you can use the dish for KU-band. So that's so that'll be that will, like, you decide you don't want it, but you don't get NBC in your area, you can aim it at 103 West, and get NBC East, Central, and West, ECW East, Central, and West on that setup. So yeah, I wanted to tell you guys. Okay, so exciting news for KU band. That satellite is what satellite? 103 West is, I don't know here. I don't want to say the wrong satellite. Direct. Oh yeah, it says direct, but it's not direct. S. Nope. That's 101 West. I'm looking at a page here. I know it's making everything go funny because I'm looking at Linksat here. Let's hope that I can do this without blowing everything out of proportion here. Okay, my audio is okay? Yeah, so here's Linksat on my web browser here. So this transponder here, it doesn't actually have it linked on Linksat. But it has NHK SBN, which is like the what Jimmy Swaggart channel. Probably it's gonna echo here. I don't want that. So yeah, it's 12-145 transponder 22. This one here, it's not listed here, but there's actually like a movie channel and no, movie preview channel. There's, I'm gonna switch this thing up here and go back to this thing here. No, not that. There. Yeah, there we are. I'm back on the chat room. So yeah, there's a big announcement. Yeah, I'm excited. There's a music video channel on 103 West that plays all these music videos from the 80s. So you'll see like Michael Jackson and I don't know all this stuff from way back in the 80s. Who else was there? Twisted Sister and all that kind of stuff. If you're a fan of the music from the 80s, it's over on there. It's SV6 is what it scans in. As it has NHK. It's on the same transponder that has NHK World, Japan. It has SBN Domestic and CGTV, which is the old CCTV. Well, it still is CCTV over on 95 West, but it's just the same thing as on 95 West, the news channel out of China, and the 80s music videos and movies. Is there anything else on that thing that I'm forgetting to mention? Referring to Linksat, Patrick. Yeah, Linksat has been something I've used for a long time. Since I got into satellite, I just looked at Linksat and would see all these channels, and you'd see the C-band stuff. It was like, oh, wow, there's a lot on C-band, and then there's a few on KU band, but there's a lot more on C-band. And the reason for that is, I don't know if I talked about that before, is C-band transponders tend to be a lot cheaper to rent or to lease, how they do that. So yeah, C-band transponders are, I don't know. I know there was a news channel guy. I believe he said, I hope I'm quoting him right. He said he spent $20,000 a month for his channel that he has on Galaxy 16. And that's a HD channel. So this week I called into LRN.FM. Liberty. They're big on libertarianism. They have a Liberty Talk Radio. They're on Galaxy 19 as an audio channel, and so I called in, and they were running this ad: should we keep our free to air feed up, or should we get rid of it? And so I called in saying, hey, I enjoy Liberty LRM.FM. Radio. I listen to that at night, and they're very good. They're open to callers. I like having that open forum for talk radio. I enjoy listening to that. So I called in. I don't normally call into radio shows. And Ian Freeman, the host there, I told him about how there's one guy paying 20,000 a month for his transponder. He wouldn't tell me exactly how much he was paying, but he's like, no, I'm not paying anywhere near that. Maybe 500, but he said 500, but then kind of, I'm not sure exactly what he's saying. He didn't want to let on to how much he's paying for his transponder time. Now that's just a radio channel on Galaxy 19, so that's how much uplink and having a channel on satellite works. Now LRN.FM, several of these small radio networks, what they rely on is they have like these small, low power micro FM read broadcasts where they can grab the signal off the satellite and then rebroadcast it with a little micro FM broadcast transmitter, which in the States people have in their home. I don't know if anyone has them here in Canada, where they buy these FM transmitters. They're Part 15 ones for where they're FCC compliant with the amount of power. I'm not an expert on this stuff. There's several videos on YouTube that will, if you want to get more information on low power micro FM transmitters, and LRM.FM actually has a page where they tell you how to do that. They tell you how to do the free to air setup to promote liberty, which I'm for liberty. Not a political show this right now. No one's been bringing that up. That's all right. I think I'm gonna do a political show after November 3rd. I don't want because it's so divisive now. Though I know in November it's gonna be November 3rd. So yeah, November 8th. I'll do a show. We'll do a political show then. I'll save it till after after the U.S. election. So anyway, sorry, I'm rambling away here, and I'm missing some of the comments. So Top Dog says C-band still working. I answered that. Yes, it is. Patrick asked, my descrambler could no be used the way I wanted. My Jerex had composed it out and descrambled work looped in RF only. Yeah, maybe want a new scrambler. Oh, you're talking about like the old analog days. Yeah, it's like take it back to the cable company and get the right equipment. Things add up fast. Yes, and that's probably from talking about like people paying for cable. Then they have Netflix. Then they have whatever like Hulu in the States. In Canada, it's not. Show me whatever Bell's thing is. Rogers tried to do one, and they did. The cable company tried to do a streaming service, and it just bombed because they didn't want it to succeed. And the CRTC even said to them, "You didn't even try." The dishes have to be cylinder or rectangle. I've seen people have done all sorts of different dish designs. That's where it gets out of my. I have no idea, like the how to do the reflector. I've heard people do the flat dishes and things like that, which I have no background on. I'd have to see one and actually try it out with a meter to understand it myself. Same thing with a Orbi TV or a Direct TV. Or a Dish World dish, because I get a lot of questions about that, and I keep forgetting. People ask, can you use them for free to air? And I was like, just buy a good one off of eBay, and then you'll be able to get the signals that you're looking for. Now here in Canada, I do know you can take a Shaw Direct dish, aim it at Galaxy 19 at 97 West, and a few other satellites, and still get signal with them. Something that I actually do it a lot now. I don't get the signal really good all the time with an old Shaw Direct dish, but I'm able to get it. Don't understand that. Sorry. LT Wilson, how's it going? Is there any free-to-air channels out of Canada? I know one of the big uplink companies is in Ottawa. I used to see pass by it and see all the big channels. Well, there's C-band channels. There's a whack of like CTV channels, which is owned by Bell, which is kind of funny. That are the CTV channels are over on 107 West, and here I think I could probably get them on a small, on my 4-foot dish if I put a C-band LMB on it. It comes in pretty good on my C-band dish. What else is on there? Weather Network. So if you're going to try to aim for 107 West, I'd say try to hit the Weather Network's transponder first, and then that's what I tend to do because I'm always on a motor and I want to. So I just go to Weather Network first, lock on, and then find CTV because Weather Network's a lot more powerful than CTV. So yeah, there's Weather Network. If you're talking about C-band, that would be 107 West. I don't think they have any KU band channels though that I can think of. Feeds. I mean, if you hook up a satellite receiver to a Shaw Direct dish, they use 107 West for news feeds, but it's 422. Which there's not a lot of 422 receivers out there, but with my setup actually I have here is I have the receiver upstairs and I stream to the receiver and then play it in SM player, which is kind of like a VLC player that I'm using in Linux, and it will play in that. Bring my audio down. CBC Montreal on 104 West. Really? The North Coast Workshop. I did not know that CBC was on satellite again. On is that C or is that KU or that'd be C? I think it is on C-band, but it's like I can't get that transponder. There's a transponder that has TVO, TV Ontario, and I can't pick that one up either. Kay Henley writes, bogus local TV broadcast fee and sports franchise. And that's one thing that, like, broadcast fees, these broadcasters like MTV, which made YouTube TV go up quite a bit, because they want their content money. It's not necessarily the cable companies that want all this money. It's these content, like Discovery. People say, they want Discovery Channel. Well, they want all the other channels to be with that. So you have to pay for those. So that's the reason why cable companies are so charged so much, because it's these content providers. I don't know. I feel like we should have a revolution of like creators here on online videos, create our own channels and broadcast them, and be competition for these guys. Because it's I do like how we do have websites like this one where you can put videos up. I mean, it's great having that freedom, and for new content creators to have that voice and platform. Ken 2400 baud modem. That's like what my modem speed used to be. Ken 2400. I got them on 6-foot dish. Works well on 107 West. And he's talking about CTV 107 West. Ken is in central New York. How's it going, Ken? Montreal CBC on KU band. So the Montreal CBC, is that not CFCF? No, I forget the call sign for them. Is that the English CBC or the French? I wish both were on satellite. And I'm going to say this again. Canadian taxpayer here. I pay money for the CBC, yet it's not available in this area. It's not over the air. It's not. They expect me to use my internet stream, which I can. I can go online and stream the CBC. But why can't I get it with my antenna? What if I'm out camp and I get a trailer someplace and I'm not? What if I'm at Charleston Lake and I can't use? I can't get internet. It's just funny because this is campground in Canada, and there's no cell phone services in a dead zone area, and everyone climbs on top of this hill, which is like this septic bed, to get cell phone signal, and they're all like desperately trying to connect to get to check their Facebook. So yeah, CBC should be broadcast. It should be on satellites because satellite, at least like if you had a camper, you can get like a small little satellite dish and point it out and get. Yeah. Anyway, it's very. I've gone through this before. I've done videos on it. CBC is just badly managed with taxpayers' money. I use my old 10-foot KU band and a 33-inch dish KU. Yeah, and that's pretty much what I'm using. LT Wilson. I have a I don't know how many KU band dishes. KU band dishes are easier to get than C-band dishes, and I have the one C-band dish, and I could make my 4-foot dish a C-band dish. I just decided to stay locked on to one transponder, and I might throw in a C-band LMB. And I got company. Aaron? I got company here. Oh, she's putting the baby to bed. Their kids are back. Guess he's gonna make a cameo. Is there a way of getting out of it? How am I gonna get out of this? Alright. I'm gonna just cut the video feed because my son is walking into the room. And due to privacy reasons, I don't want my my little boy. I usually blur out his face. It's just, I don't know. You guys are cool, but you never know who's on the internet, what's going on. So yeah, here's a look at Linksat. There's also Sat Hint would be a good site. Sat Hint. So there's Sat Hint. I'm going to full screen this guy here. Linux Mint. Linux is awesome. I broadcast in Linux function F11. Here we are. Oh, it's gonna flicker. Okay, Linux, OBS and Linux needs to be fixed. I think it's like a configuration on here. So I'm just gonna scroll down here on Galaxy 19. I'll look at some of these comments here. Video cassettes. I'm very fascinated with the C-band. I missed out in the analog C-band. Any analog feeds on C-band recently? Robbie. There's just C-SPAN. Everything else is digital. Robbie, where are you able to get better signal for C-SPAN? It was blurry when you last tried. Yeah, it was really blurry when I tried the C-SPAN. It could be that receiver, and I just didn't have it configured the greatest. So these are all the C-band channels over on, what is this thing? Galaxy 19. Galaxy 19 actually has quite a few C-band channels. Thunder Bay lost their CBC feed from Toronto a few years ago. I meant to say the old analog tuner had back in the day their cable disclaimer hooked RF and not able to use the composite signal on your VCR is bad quality because channel 3 demodulation and modulator 2 time. Oh yeah, modulator. I'm so glad things are digital now. Anyone remember video cassettes? Ask anyone remember G5? G5. G5 was, I forget what that was called. So, hey, I'm going to cut to a commercial real quick. And we'll be right back after this message from Free Satellite TV. If you're looking for a system, check out my store at Free Satellite TV. And if you need a VPN, check out ExpressVPN. There's a link for it in the description of this video. Please check out freesatellitetv.net. And also check out the new shop where you can order free satellite TV, LMBs, receivers, and dishes. All sorts of things for your free-to-air needs over at the freesatellitetv.net shop.
If you want to watch a streaming service and you're in a country like Canada, certain programs are region blocked so you can't get it, you can use ExpressVPN if you have a cell phone. So if you use public Wi-Fi, you tell it which area you want to connect to in New York City, connect. So if you're using public Wi-Fi at Walmart, a restaurant, you really should be using a VPN. It will protect your private data, and also it saves you a lot of money. It's a fraction of the cost of what a cell phone data plan is these days.
Please check out freesatellitetv.net. And also check out the new shop where you can order free satellite TV, LMBs, receivers, and dishes. All sorts of things for your free-to-air needs over at the freesatellitetv.net. All right, we're back. So, yeah. Sorry. Little boy was downstairs here. He was just didn't want him disrupting things here. So I'm back. Let's get this thing back up here and going. Let's get the chat room going. Here we go. There we got the chat room back here. Thanks, guys, for that. Oh yeah, Patrick Arbery. His C-SPAN is coming really good. That's yeah, that's good to hear. I mean, C-SPAN. Yeah, I think I got a receiver over here, my Motorola DSR 600. It should, if I set it up, it should be able to receive C-SPAN. Or not C-SPAN. Well, yeah. C-SPAN is in the clear, but it's DigiCipher, not DVB-S2, or like what you would get with a lot of channels. Video cassette. G5 was the old satellite that had lots of good channels, HBO, etc. It was video cipher 2 encryption, and you were able to subscribe to channel directly and get subscription for that channel, etc. Yeah, and that's what a lot of people really liked about the old system with C-band. I guess it was cheaper than, well, cable was cheaper back in the day. It was. I watched an interview with Ted Turner once where he said that, you start, I'll reference Ted Turner a lot. You start with a channel, you make it free, then maybe you make it like $1, and then you raise it up to $20. You just keep adding it. Must have been a smart strategy for him. He became a billionaire. Okay. Should have a cough button for my setup. But with Ted Turner, people said he was crazy. No one would want a 24-hour news channel. No one would want a news channel. That's a crazy idea. Now, I think there's more of all the channels that have a genre. I think there's more news channels than there is anything else. I won't be surprised if we see more news channels come to free-to-air satellite. I do see some of them that are becoming quite popular. Alternative news channel websites that are on all these different places. The smart thing for them to do would be probably to put themselves on KU band, because they probably want to distribute themselves to smaller cable systems. So that's probably I could see that more and more channels will do that. I'm surprised there's not a DigiNet that is a news channel, at least in my area. There probably is in some areas, and there was a few on satellite, there was like a Texas news channel that I don't know if they're still around. They were used to be on. Oh gosh, I forget the satellite it was on, but well, there is one now on Galaxy 16, a Texas news channel. Yeah. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Too bad Video Cipher is gone, or the company. Yeah. Now everything would be. Well, what is this thing? Doesn't say what it does. What's that encryption type? Is it DigiCipher? Video Cipher. And now it's DigiCipher. Maybe probably developed by the same company. I don't have Wikipedia in front of me here, so I guess I can go look at it. But is there a portable CKU band dish? Oh, I got to tell you guys about this. So don't spend. What are these things? $10,000 for like the big ones, or for a good one, or you know the cube mounts, the VU cubes. Those are built for circular KU band. So some people will see these things, these VU cubes, which they have for campers and all that, where it's a system where you have a remote for this cube device, and you can aim it towards satellites, but it only really works for Dish Network, maybe Bell ExpressView, and probably DirecTV. So I'm thinking it probably doesn't have circular KU band. I think I had somebody a while ago offer for me to do a video review on theirs. I just don't feel that those things, like even $600 for the cheapest one, you can buy a tripod, satellite dish, receiver, and a satellite meter, like a Sat Hero. And the Sat Hero meters are great. You just move the dish and it tells you when you got signal. They're like nice little portable Game Boy sized devices that you can hold. Is InfoWars owned by Turner, or is it only their KU feed? On Galaxy 16, I don't think Turner owns that. Conspiracy theories aside, as far as I know, the Turbo Force man himself founded that operation. So, yeah, I think he's just writing that as a joke. I don't get it, but yeah. Where are the video cassette asks what are the disadvantages for using a 10-foot dish for KU band? I'm not really sure because I never really tried KU band on a 10-foot dish. I know it will work, but probably you're better to get on a 10-foot dish, and don't scrap your 10-foot dishes. I mean, especially if you live near where there's potential 5G towers. Now, 5G with C-band, it's still going to work with 5G. I'm reading stuff online. These people are writing C-band's going to soon be gone and all. They're wrong. Why are they still launching C-band satellites in geostationary orbit? They have ones futurely they're going to launch. Even with Starlink being launched, they're still going to launch geostationary satellites. And I think even geostationary satellites might even work hand in hand with Starlink. I'm not sure how that's going to work yet, but I can see future satellites working with Starlink infrastructure to relay the signal. So you might have higher satellites that are higher in a higher orbit. I think what Starlink is going to be like what GPS satellites are, except there will be a lot more of them. They'll be able to transmit and receive data with them. That's going to be a total game changer when Starlink gets out. If you live in a rural area, which a lot of people are moving out of cities. I mean, if cities are burning, people are going to move out of cities. I think future events, it seems like who wants to live in an apartment building with all these, all these people if you're able to live in the country, and not be, and it's cheaper to live in the country too. I don't know how long it's going to be cheaper to live in the country. I'm not going to get into all that stuff, but are we going to have a mass exodus of everyone moving to rural areas? I don't know. Because everyone can work from home. And if we have the Starlink system where, you don't have to live in a city anymore. Now, I know there's lots of people say, well, the globalists want to get us all living in cities and out of the country and all that. But that's going to be a system that's going to fail every time it tries. Just study history. Remember when that guy hacked the HBO channel? Somebody else mentioned that to me over on a Facebook group the other day. Captain Midnight. There's a clip of it on YouTube where Captain Midnight hacked the signal. It was not the Max Headrow incident. It was just like it was like color bars. It would have Captain. It said something about Captain Midnight. But yeah, that's a very interesting thing about satellite history. How uplinks were hacked, and then that did happen. Do I have a Gmail? Larry Wood writes, do I have a Gmail? I don't like Facebook. On my YouTube channel, I think on YouTube you have to click on it to get my email address. My email address is robbie_strike@hotmail.com. I've had that email since the 90s. The HBO hack video cassette says the HBO hack was way back in 1985. Yeah, I think it was around then when that happened. Yeah, portable KU band. The thing is, too, with KU band, with the dish, bigger is better. So you're going to see these, oh, wow, it's a $2,000 portable satellite dish, but if you look at that dish and its reflector is not very big, it's going to be like just having a small dish. So the LMB can't really pull in it much better. I use my 10-foot. Patrick says he uses his 10-foot dish for KU band as well. I wonder what kind of LMB do you have, Patrick? Do you have like one of the ones, like if you look at my shop, that's kind of like the one I used before. I haven't used one of the. There's a more expensive type of LMB that's like a feed horn LMB where you have your C and KU band. They're like a little box that attaches to the feed horn. That's what some of the older ones were like. And I believe they still will work. Now, a lot of people, though, if they do have an old C-band dish that hasn't been used in like 20, 30 years or so, it might actually have a motor inside the LMB, the feed horn, and it turns the polarity horizontal and vertical. Where new LMBs, if you buy like one of these $40 LMBs off of Amazon, all that's like built in as a circuit. So the receivers just switch it automatically. You don't have to have extra wires to move a motor inside your dish. Then your motor could freeze in the wintertime. My actuator has had a hard time. The old one would freeze up and I couldn't move the dish in the wintertime. When I would park it at 101 West, and I really couldn't go anywhere else in the wintertime. Marty Vlogs is watching from the Philippines. That's awesome. Thank you, Robbie. From Larry Wood. Cool. Yeah, so the big thing that I've been chatting with people over on my group, Free to Air Satellite North America, is and over the air feeds, the Facebook group that I'm running, is we've been talking about this music video channel on 103 West KU band, and it's no commercials. I hope they don't watch this and take it down. But I hope they add it. I'm promoting it here. They don't have, like, remember the little captions that you used to get at the side, at the end, the beginning and ends of videos, the name, artist. They don't show that. It's just a loop of videos, like an 8-hour loop or something like that. And so, yeah, all the music from the 80s, the videos are so cheesy, but they're great. I love it. Yeah, just the genre of music videos that I enjoyed when I was a teenager in the 90s. I like the music videos from the 80s. Here in Canada on Much Music, back before it was owned by Rogers, when Much Music was cool, Rick Campanelli and Bill Velichka used to do the 80s weekend. And so it was like, was it just a Saturday, Sunday? It was like, I don't know. I would tape it with VHS and tape all the music videos because I thought they were just great. You didn't get to see them all the time. And something about it too. In the 90s, I always found that the pop music was so depressing, and the 80s just had a happy flavor to it. And I'm a happy guy. My name's Robbie. You know, Robbie means happiness, bright light. Well, Robert means bright light happiness. So I like to be happy. There's also a viral video make 1997 Grey Bud Burge crap Chinese LV. Yeah. And I think that music videos, I've seen a few where they try to make it look like the 80s. They even try to make the effect where it's like a bad VHS tape skipping. There's a music band or an artist called Irving Force. You can find him on YouTube, and he does like the synth wave rock stuff. It's awesome. It's like the action movie music from the 80s, and he does it all on the synthesizers. And he did a music video where it looks like that, the Crime Suppressor by Irving Force. Give that one a check out. It was pretty good. I'm a big fan of Irving Force and that music. I wish I had licenses to use Irving Force music in my videos. Just because I think it sounds so cool. I listen to it while I drive. It's pretty awesome. And we're getting close to that hour mark. So, yeah, I'm going to wrap this up soon, guys. I like to keep these streams to be about an hour. Sometimes I might do an over an hour stream. I'm just, right now, I'm Sunday at 1 o'clock works really well for me. Yeah, Patrick. So you're using, I mean, even those Chinese LMBs, they'll work, and everything is made in China. So I mean, it's gonna. But I mean, what one would I recommend? I do like Titanium's LMBs. That's what I use. But Titanium doesn't have a CKU band LMB. I wish Brian over at Titanium. I don't know if Brian's running it anymore. But I wish that there was a CKU LMB, even though they say it's not. I'd be happy with a CKU LMB. I'd be trying it out. I'd like to review one for everyone to see. I have used the cheaper ones. I wish there was a really good CKU LMB that we could. I would promote myself and say, hey, get this CKU band LMB. Something that could even work with give you a potential work with. A forfeit dish, if that would be possible. Although I had a hard time getting both C and KU band on my forfeit dish, but that's probably because I didn't have it. I had it on that tripod, and it wasn't the best place to put a forfeit dish. I have it in the ground now. And a lot of my experimenting and I find out is you want to have your dish in the ground with concrete, not on a tripod on top of the ground, because every spring and fall the ground's going to move, and you're going to have to adjust your dish. Now I don't mind doing it because I have a meter. I go out there. It takes me maybe 20 minutes to go out, bring my tools, adjust it, and then get back working again, because I've been experimenting with this stuff. It's been fun for me to experiment with. But I think eventually I got to find a good spot to put in there, post in the ground, and concrete it to the in the ground there. Video cassettes asked, do I still have those VHS tapes that I recorded off Much Music? Unfortunately, I in the early 2000s, I moved a lot, and I remember throwing stuff out because I had to get rid of it, and I didn't have room for it. And so I have some VHS tapes. I could probably look around here and find a VHS tape. Oh, wait, I got a beauty here. This ain't a... I got this movie on VHS. I always hated how VHS tapes came, like the bottoms of the theatrical releases always would come out like that, because they would always my copy of ET and my Keith Green video like fell out and then smashed, and then the top part broke off. So yeah, there's Young Guns. Just love the intro that this movie where they're all like, you know, they show their names and they're all shooting together as one of the coolest intros in cinematic history. This is for video cassettes. Hopefully you like this movie. I probably have other tapes around here, like just your generic blank. Oh yeah, here's a generic blank one here. Please doesn't fall down. Just happen to have a VHS tape here. I love how these things look. These were wonderful and great. You know, like, look at the tape on them. Yeah. I wish I could record high definition digital on these, and they still made these. Like, it should have just kept the format going, because like for data, you could probably store like tons of gigabytes on this tape if you wanted to store data using tape. Just gonna put it up there in the drawer. Shoppers Drug Mart carried Maxwell VHS tapes until 2016. Cool. Where are you from? Video cassettes? Are you in Ontario? Oh, you got a DVHS machine? That's what I'd like to have, but I don't know if I really need one. Like, if we had a DVHS tape with HDMI in, and you could record HD on those would be so cool. And like, being digital, you probably would be able to record SLP, like 8-hour mode, 8 hours or 6-hour mode, probably even more, and get good quality because the way with the tape. Oh, you're in Mississauga, yeah. Cool. You ever, if you're into satellite, I don't know if you go visit Tech 2000 up there. I think they're in Midland. I don't know. That's where my box says it shipped from. So, yeah, that was the thing about the DVHS format, and those things are worth money. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'd trade. Maybe I'll trade DVHS. Would you trade an Ultimate Warrior for your DVHS deck with Roddy Piper? No, just kidding. There's a guy wanting to sell one of these for like $450 on this online. I'm like, wow, this is like my toy I had with his kid. He always beat my Ultimate Warrior. Always beat Hulk Hogan, and Roddy Piper would beat up Hogan too. You tell Roddy Piper's been headbutting people quite a bit. My Han Solo action figure is quite well loved. He's like been eaten by my rubber Jaws shark. All right. Going overdrive here a bit. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, if you're in Mississauga, there's a lot of people are into free to air in that area. It's like if you drive around, even like driving into Toronto from Kingston, I'll see like there's antennas and satellite dishes in the backyards. It's probably like my weirdness. Like when I look at houses, I look at the roofs and what's on the roof. Oh, that's a nice configuration. There's a C-band dish. I wonder if they're still using it. And I hope they are. It's like I want to tell people. That's part of my channel. I want people to know about this stuff because there's so many people who think who have C-band dishes in their yards and they have no idea that it can be used and you can get beautiful channels on it. And so if you see people with them, let them know. Tell them about my channel. Like email them a link to like one of my videos with the channel list or something or whatever you think would be a good thing, a good pitch to them. Video cassettes. I have a Sorry, I'm gonna go on overdrive here. You got me a little over here. So talking about VHS format. I think I'm gonna wrap up satellite, and I'm just gonna wrap up here unless there's more questions. But we'll wrap this up soon. I have a couple of them. I have a Panasonic VHS. What was the format called? It's just SVHS ET or something like that. And what it would allow you to do is use standard VHS tapes, but it would record higher resolution using kind of an SVHS format on standard tapes. So I did do a few, but then the problem is it didn't work as well bringing to other SVHS ET VCRs. I'm glad everything's digital now and you can digitize everything. I've done a video cassettes. I don't know if you've done that before. Check out my video where I've done a few different devices on capturing VHS videos or just video capture devices, and it's good to have it all backed up now. I remember in early 2000s when I first bought my first video capture card. It was an AV Master. It was like an $800 card that you put into your computer, and it would capture video. And it wasn't even H.264. It was like it was MPEG 2, and it took up a whack of the hard drive to. Well, there were only 40 gigabyte hard drives back then too. So I remember taking these things here, these rolls of CDs before we had DVDs, and I would burn like 5 minutes of video onto a CD for my video projects. All right, and I didn't talk about my Facebook. I've created a new Facebook profile. I have a private profile, and people have been friending me on that, but I kind of want to keep that just for friends and family, like people that are family friends. So my other one, which is Robbie.Strike.3 on Facebook. That's where you can find me if you want to chat with me about satellite. And then with that, what I'd like to do is have call-ins and have people talk to me on this show. So we could use Facebook Messenger, and if you just want to voice call in, no toll-free charges, Kijiji Northwest Workshop says Kijiji's a good, rich source of free satellite TV dishes. Yeah, that's definitely true. A lot of people they buy new houses and then they move and then they have satellite dishes that they want to get rid of, like that they don't want on the roof. Free WWE on US TV Go. Didn't know about that. I get free WWE on 55 West when I watch Monday Night Raw. But it's good to have WWE. And SmackDown I watch on Fox because I get Fox over the air in my area. So it's kind of nice to have it. I hope if Disney Fox buys WWE, which would be a bad idea, but might be good for me for over the air viewers, but JVC, ET, SVHS, yeah. Oh yeah, you use I have an old digital 8 VHS and FireWire plug, PCI plug. I don't actually have it in this computer, but I did have one at one time. And I didn't know anything about interlacing. Like now, back in 2005, 2004, you put it in and it looked all weird because your monitors were progressive scan, and you had this video that was interlaced video, and then it would look all blurry, and you had to use filters. I didn't know about that. We didn't really have YouTube at the time to tell us how to correct the video to make it upscale. Yeah. I found that was a bad thing. That was a horrible thing that the cable companies like Rogers and Cogeco did, was making all of the cable, which was always analog, which made it easier for senior citizens who weren't tech savvy, or non-tech savvy people. Some senior citizens are more tech savvy than I am, but I mean that might not be able to, they've used TV for years. They learned how to do that. They want to learn a new way. And then now they make them have an extra cable box, and maybe they don't have anywhere near their TV where they can have. And the cable boxes originally were huge beasts. They're like this Motorola DSR 600. You know, they're these huge beasts that you had to put in your living room, like to get the digital TV, and they weren't that great either. Yeah, so yeah, they kind of. Now you can just buy a smart TV. Like for, for content, you need to get a smart TV. Get a free-to-air satellite receiver. Free-to-air satellite receivers. Like, I don't have one right where I can grab right now, but they're like as small as that videotape. You know, like they fit in the palm of your hand. These DVB S2 satellite receivers, which I'm trying to educate the public that you can still get free TV with a C-band satellite dish or a KU-band dish, and they're like $88 for an Amico Mini. Or if you want to get one of those other boxes that are even cheaper, but you should be a little tech savvy when you're going to buy one of those cheaper ones. Good luck with that. But there's a reason why I recommend new people get an Amico Mini. You might pay a little bit extra, but you're going to get a better quality receiver. Yeah, you should try to check that out, and if video cassettes, and definitely if you can, check out us on what is on C-band. Just get yourself a low-cost receiver. I haven't really gone into all the other stuff with receivers. I know that I deal with questions that I get with people where they have like an older MPEG 2 receiver, and they're saying all there is religious channels. Well, but all you have is an MPEG 2 receiver. So of course there's just going to be religious channels because you haven't updated to a C-band dish or to a different satellite with MPEG 4 HD channels. Although a lot of KU band is still DVB-S, not DVB-S2. Got some beeps here happening on my phone. Oh yeah. So anyway, guys. So I'm gonna end the stream now, and I'll talk to you guys. Not sure if I'm gonna do one next Sunday or not. I'll decide, and then if I do, I'll put it up by Wednesday that I'm doing another stream. If I am going to do one, I'll be doing it at Sundays at 1. I can't do it every Sunday, but I like to do a lot of Sundays at 1. This is fun. How many people do I have on here? I haven't even looked at my views. Oh, so I had like 19. I have 19 viewers. That's good. That's better than some streams that have radio stations and satellite feeds that are on YouTube that had maybe, I don't know, not quite 19, but all right. Well, thanks so much for everyone that has participated in our chat today. Reach out to me on Facebook on my public account. And you can also find me on robbiestrike.com, which will take me to my Facebook page where I post my videos. And I posted the link to that Facebook account there is where you can find me. So yeah, that's where you can find me. And we'll do another one of these live streams. And if you're looking for help, check out our little Facebook group that I have, Free Satellite TV for North America. I don't think I said it right. Where is it here? And check out my store. It's working now, by the way. I wanted to tell you guys. Oh yeah, my store is working now. I had an issue with Firefox where my shop, and I'm not selling anything, but I have affiliate links to stuff that I do recommend if you're getting into the free-to-air hobby. I have a couple of receivers on here, the Edison. I have H265 FreeSat Finder. It's not the best finder, but it's $71. It might even be cheaper now. Motors and things like that. And basically, we'll just take you to an eBay link. In doing that, helps me out a little bit. It gives me a little commission. It's not a very big one, but there is a little commission in there. I also have a page for eBay, and I also have a page for Amazon. Amazon does not really help me a whole lot. Like, I don't really see a lot of referrals from Amazon, and they charge me fees. But eBay, I just feel like eBay is the place to be. Like, a lot of these people who are selling receivers, like Michael, who's selling who sells the Amico receivers, he does it out of his house. So it helps someone, as a little side deal. And he's got kids, and he's got his family, and he's got his other work, and he's just doing that as a side hustle and making money and helping people in the community of Free to Air. So where would be my mouthful page? My group. Here, type it in here. It'll tell me. Free. I can't even remember my own group. It's so bad. So yeah, find me over at Free Satellite TV for North America, and plus over the air OTA streaming plus streaming. Okay, that's my group. I think if you go to my Facebook page for freesatellitetv.net, you click on the groups and it'll come up, the link to find that on Facebook. You can also go to tvrosat.com. Go to Rick's Wild Feeds. That's a great resource where I like to go. I just with some of the forums, I'm not going to mention any forums, but sometimes they're not the most newbie friendly. So what I'd like is my group here, my little organization here, this Aim Your Dish. I like us to be friendly to noobs. Like I was a noob at one time. Everyone's been a noob at one time. And that, I feel we're there for the newbies to help them get into the hobby. But also we're here to help maybe advance things, C-band and KU-band. I allow over-the-air streaming as well. I don't focus too much on streaming as much because I know there's so much more content out there. You can just do a Google search and you'll find it for other streaming stuff that's out there. But so I'm just trying to focus on my niche, which is the free-to-air stuff. So yeah, there's my plugs. So I'll just check out the chat room here before I run off here. Okay. Video cassettes. You have line of sight for the background. Yep. And if you have any trees in the way, chainsaw. The same 944, 922 receiver, says Patrick. Okay. Oh, you're the North Coast Workshop. You're the guy with all the Shaw Direct KU-band dishes that you've been setting up. Are you on the Facebook group? Or send me a picture of all these Shaw Direct dishes that you have. I'd love to see that. I have a couple on I used to have two on my fence. I just have one on my fence now. And I have another one because I used to have the Shaw LTSS program, which they've shut down, and now I don't get any Canadian TV for free. Well, you can watch, for example, CHCH TV. You can stream that at their website, I believe. A lot of TV stations you can stream on their website. So there's a way around it that's legal as well. I mean, it's over the air TV. I mean, yeah. Okay. So I'll see you guys next time. Get some plugs out of the way. So yeah, check out my video about this thing. This is my ZYF Air Mouse remote, which I've done a review on recently. I used it last time for my stream, and it's just basically an air mouse if you have like a media setup at your couch. It also has a IR learning device. I'll have a link in the video that I have of this thing. It's a pretty cool device if you're running a computer to your media center. That's kind of a nice way to do things too. I like having a computer that I can run to to it. And an update on my next video that I'm working on. I've been doing been working with these Heim Vision cameras. I've been doing some product reviews on this stuff. So this is a camera I'm working on now, and all I really do is I have it in the window. I haven't really installed it. I just stuck it in the window and I monitor my kids that way. And this one is actually really good for that. I call this one the robot because you can control it with your phone, whether to turn right, left, up, and down. And then I have 2 other cameras that are stationary set up. So I'm in the process of doing a good hard install for one of these, my other 2 cameras that I've done a review on already, and then I got this review coming up next. And then just to have like a camera system. The windows are not the greatest. The kitchen on my house is at the front, and then if the kids are in the backyard, it's nice to just have something to be able to monitor them on. When I use my phone, or I can use my browser to see the front of my house, which I have on here on my computer on this browser. Okay, is anyone texting me right now? Yeah, there's that going on. That's good. Yeah, I hope you can pick up North Coast Workshop with your dish. I was impressed that you were able to get Galaxy 16 and InfoWars with that too, because I found InfoWars was a weaker transponder, so it's harder to pick that one up. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, people are dropping off now. That's cool. I better just I'll end this stream, guys. Oh yeah, I'll cut to the little musical outro. Thank you so much for coming on here to join me today, and subscribe. And oh yeah, tell people about the playlists. So I got playlists on my channel. Check those out. Share them with your friends if you want to tell them about free to air satellite. Go on Facebook groups, and if you see anyone talk about free to air, please share a link to one of my videos, and bring me up in discussion so that people can find out about free to air. Even the groups that might remove my videos, or the forums that might remove my videos because but for whatever reasons, I don't know why they would do that, but the ending. There we go. Yeah, no kidding. All right, see you guys later. So please check out my YouTube channel, Robbie Strike, and check out all the technology videos and reviews that I've done covering satellite, free-to-air, cell phone, how to do stuff in Linux, how to do stuff in shortwave and old technology, and doing neato things with computers.